Hello, I'm Joe Leon. In this video, we will be discussing the operating round of 1862. Let's play with some trains. During the operating round, a player may lay 2 yellow tiles, or a single end tile. Another option is to upgrade a track, or add a small station to an empty track. And finally, place a token in London. Let's talk about placing a station in London first. Instead of doing a track build, you may place a token in London. This token is required to run any routes to London. In the operating rounds, companies act in decreasing stock price order. So, WNR will be the first to operate. The WNR first places his home city tile and a city station. The home station is very important, as we will see later in the video. The player then places a second yellow track. Since he did not have a train, he cannot run the route, so the stock price falls back 1 square. He now buys a train. Note, in 1862, like most 18XX games, a company must have a train at the end of its operating round. Trains are purchased from the bank or another company. At the beginning of the game, we are in Phase A. Looking at the Phase A card, you can see the trains which are available, any special rules that apply. In this case, yellow tiles are available. There is only 1 OR between the stock rounds, and each train receives 1 free warranty. Warranties are guarantees that a train will get to run. After each company runs its trains, 1 warranty is discarded. A company may purchase any type of train, but can only operate trains for which it has a permit. This company will purchase 2 freight trains and an extra warranty for each. This costs the company £200 for the trains and £50 each for the warranties. ECR is next and builds his home tile, a station, and buys 2 local trains for £200. He accepted the free warranties but did not purchase extras. The WVR, Player 3's other company, is next. The WVR builds his home tile and station, then lays a track toward ECR. Having 2 companies work together gets the track built quicker. He also buys 2 local trains for £200. Since the NGC's token is on top of NMB, it goes next. NGC builds its home station and tile, then builds toward London. It buys the last A train, exposing the B phase card. When the first B train is bought, that phase begins. In the B phase, green tiles are available, and there will be 2 operating rounds after the stock round. The NGC purchases a B train as well. He now has an A train with a warranty and a B train. Notice the number changed to a 2/3. This means a train may travel to 3 cities and collect income from 2 of them. NNB operates next, places his home token, and builds to a sister company. It purchases 2 B freight trains for a total of £400. L&D is the last company to operate. It builds track and purchases 1 B train, and buys a maximum of 3 warranties. There is only 2 B trains remaining. When the first C train is bought, the A trains will rust. That completes OR1. We then move to another parliamentary round, followed by a stock round. Since we are now in B phase, 4 additional companies are available for parliamentary and stock rounds too. Now we start operating round 2. Here we will see track upgrades, the running of routes for revenue for each of the train types. To upgrade a large station, use one of these 3 tiles to replace the yellow tile. This will have several effects. First, the tile is worth 30 instead of 20. Second, it opens up a token slot and provide more connections to the city. Track with small stations may also be upgraded to one of these 7 green tiles. Just put the black marker on the track to indicate the location. Instead of a track lay or an upgrade, you may add a small station to an empty track location. WNR has the highest stock value and goes first. Desires to upgrade the port city. WNR can choose from 3 possible upgrades. TAL 619, more commonly called the chicken foot, TAL 15, the K, or TAL 14, the X. He chooses the X and positions it in such a way to preserve the routes that were already there. Note the new connection to L&D, his other company. Since he did a track upgrade, no other track lays are allowed. Time to run some trains. Each type of train collects revenue from routes in a different manner, but there are some basic rules that apply to all train routes. In 1862, routes must begin and end in large stations or off-board areas, and contain at least 2 stations or a station and an off-board area. One run must include the company's home station. All other runs must intersect this main run at a large station. When a company owns more than one train, the trains may use the same track, but each individual train may not reuse track. Each station and off-board area are scored once. Player 2 has 2 freight trains and needs 2 routes. Freight trains are hex trains. The number indicates the number of hex sides it can pass through. Starting his first train at Wells, next the sea, his home station, he can run to the port. His second train can use the other port track or travel to Cromer to the east. Cromer is a better choice. Freight trains score the first and last location. In this case, the port is worth 80 and Cromer 20, for a total of 100 pounds. He also gains 20 or 30 pounds, if the run includes a port, per intervening hex. So in this case, his total is 130 pounds. Looking at the stock market, we can see that a run of 13 per share is enough to raise the stock value 1 jump to the right. The revenue track is updated to show the quality of the company's last run. Let's look at a local train route and revenue. The L&D has a Phase B local 2/3 train. It can travel to 3 different large stations and collect revenue from 2 of them. Local trains cannot visit off-board areas or ports. Local trains also collect revenue from the small towns that they visit. The train route goes from Wells to its home station, up around and back to another large station. Since this is a 2/3 train, it will receive income from the Green City, one of the yellow cities, and both DITs, for a total of 90. Additionally, 50 pounds will be placed in the company treasury as a subsidy for servicing 5 hexes. The last type of train to look at is the express. Express trains can travel to large stations and off-board locations, ignoring small stations. The N&B has 2 express trains. Let's find 2 routes for them. The first train can run from the home station to the yellow stations toward London. The second train will run from the home station to the green NTAL. Both runs overlap at the home station and can count 2 stations. Remember that no station may be scored by more than 1 train. So our run for these trains are 50 pounds for the home station and the Y-TAL, 80 pounds for the station and the NTAL, for a total of 130 pounds. Well, that completes this portion of the operating round. Next video, we will cover mergers, acquisitions, refinancing, and company bankruptcy. I hear the conductor. That means it's time to go. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like and a comment. Until next time, have fun training.